Zombie Dadi. My father is a zombie hot papi. Captain Chahieri was shocked and said, "Commander?" as she looked at Colonel Cha Dong-ho taking a chip from his bag. He took a crunchy bite of his squid chip and said in confusion, "Huh? What's with that face? Like you've seen a ghost?" He kept munching on the chip, unfazed. Captain Chahieri, not amused, was confused. Earlier, he had received a radio call and she had shouted, "What? The commander is in danger." Chahieri said to Colonel Cha Dong-ho, "Over the radio, I heard that you were in danger." Colonel Cha Dong-ho, still munching, said, "Oh ho?" Then he suddenly burst into laughter and said, "Bah! So that's why your face looks like that? What a scary scowl. Yesterday you were hopping, mad because I ignored what you said, but now you're worried I might die? Va ha ha ha, so you were worried, huh?" Captain Chahieri trembled in annoyance. A weak soldier spoke up. The commander stopped all the zombies in this plaza. He fought them off barehanded, without a single piece of gear. Thanks to that, every civilian was evacuated safely. They looked at the dead zombies around them. Colonel Cha Dong-ho showed his arm and said, "I got a little hurt in the process, though. It was close. Must have been what the radio picked up. I'm not what I used to be anymore." Captain Chahieri, annoyed, turned around and muttered, worrying over some monster geezer. "I must have been the fool." Colonel Cha Dong-ho snapped, "Watch your mouth, girl. You don't talk to your superior like that. Anyway, what is it?" Chahieri turned back, confused. Colonel Cha Dong-ho asked, "Why are you alone? Where's Min-sok? Did you take out that toad? Main body, right, zombie?" Captain Chahieri had left Ryu Min-sok in the mountains. She said quietly, "You said yesterday." Colonel Cha Dong-ho was confused, but Chahieri remembered what he had said. Ryu Min-sok, that guy. He's humanity's answer. Chahieri whispered to herself, "Somehow." A few hours later, Captain Chahieri, Colonel Cha Dong-ho, and the other soldiers saw Ryu Min-sok arriving. Colonel Cha Dong-ho waved at him with a smile. Ryu Min-sok, shirtless, stood silently at a distance. He looked at Captain Chahieri and smiled. Chahieri thought to herself, "I think I'm starting to get it." The next day, Captain Chahieri practiced saying, "Here, take this." She imagined different scenarios of speaking to Ryu Min-sok. "Don't you think it's been hotter lately? Ha ha. You dropped this from your pocket, isn't it yours? And picked it up on the way. Drink up." But she burst out like a volcano in frustration, shouting, "Rawr! I can't do this!" Other soldiers looked at her. Chahieri groaned, "Ugh, I'm going crazy. How am I supposed to act natural?" Officer Shin noticed her. That's Captain Cha, right? What's she doing over there by herself?" His friend shrugged. "Heck if I know. Not my problem." Chahieri muttered, "Should I even give it to him? Bah, why bother with some liar? He's not even handsome. Hoo-hoo. Still, it's only right to say thanks." She imagined Ryu Min-sok's shirtless smile from yesterday and then looked at the Hokari sweat can in her hand. Because Ryu Min-sok really did save the brigade. Suddenly, she saw Ryu Min-sok and Colonel Cha Dong-ho talking in the distance. "Huh? Ryu Min-sok is with the commander? What's he doing there?" She froze as the two flexed their biceps while talking. Captain Chahieri walked seductively down the stairs, her wide hips swaying and her chest rising with every breath. She muttered to herself, "Perfect timing. It's less awkward with three. I'll just give it quick and go." She paused, peeking from the corner as she overheard Colonel Cha Dong-ho. What did you say just now?" the colonel asked. Ryu Min-sok replied firmly, "I meant exactly what I said. Tonight my daughter and I will be leaving this place." Chahieri's eyes widened in shock, sweat forming on her forehead. Colonel Cha Dong-ho inhaled deeply, silent for a moment before speaking. "So you're really going to Daejeon? I can't stop you, but do you really have to rush it like this? You said you had things to do. If something worse than sliders appears, our whole brigade will be wiped out. Stay until we build more strength. Can't you hold out just a little longer?" Ryu Min-sok's voice was cold. "Why should I? Why should I do anything for the brigade?" Hieri's heart tightened as she hid, listening. "Whether these people live or die has nothing to do with me," Ryu Min-sok continued. Shocked, Chahieri stomped out from her hiding place. Colonel Cha Dong-ho flinched, breaking into a sweat. Hieri glared at Ryu Min-sok. "Those words, did you mean it?" "Yes," Min-sik answered flatly. "The only one that matters to me is Dami. Whatever happens to you people, I don't care." Chahieri lowered her gaze, teeth gritted as silent anger swelled inside her. Without another word, she turned and walked away. "Chahieri!" Colonel Cha Dong-ho called out, but she did not stop. Meanwhile, Ryu Min-sok thought to himself, when following the early A-Mart route, something would happen once in a while. A few moments later, Captain Chahieri hurled the Hokari sweat can into the grass in frustration. Ryu Minsok reflected silently. When enough time is shared between life and death, Yeri muttered bitterly, "Get a grip, Cha Yeri. What did you expect from a monster like him?" Minsok's thoughts deepened. Yeri finds herself drawn to me. Before it grows any deeper, I must nip it in the bud. That's the only way to keep her safe. Colonel Cha Dong-ho cautioned, "Be careful, Ryu Minsok. Don't just push her away coldly. Think rationally. In a world like this, do you really believe Daejeon will be untouched? Wouldn't it be better if you and I built this brigade into the strongest shelter?" Minsok considered it. It's a good offer. With me and the colonel as we are now, nothing's impossible. But there's no time. In my past life, the time it took for sliders to appear, 10 years, but this time, it's only 10 days. If other elite creature zombies appear this fast, this place will collapse before it can be fortified. "I've made my decision," Ryu Minsok declared. And that night, the ground split open. A zombie sprouted forth, growing larger and larger. Others followed, emerging from the earth with guttural growls. Kya la 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 la. Ryu Minsok climbed into his road roller, the engine roaring as he drove it straight toward the horde. The massive machine crushed the undead as he advanced. The zombie boss suddenly leapt into the air, screeching "Kiarararara!" Earlier that day, Ryu Minsok had told Colonel Cha Dong-ho, "I've decided. Tonight my daughter and I are going to Daejeon." "Hey, Ryu Minsok," the colonel had shouted. But Minsok had cut him off. "In exchange, I'll make a proposal to you, Colonel." Now, as the horde swarmed, tanks and a jeep and an armored personnel carrier followed behind the road roller. The tanks fired in unison, blasting the zombies into pieces. Boom, 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 Ryu Minsok thought to himself. "Colonel, aren't you curious too? The most perfect shelter, your dream after all." Colonel Cha Dong-ho climbed out of a tank, flexing as he gave Minsok a muscular thumbs up. Minsok glanced back at him, then at his daughter, Ryu Dami. Dami gave her father a thumbs up as well. Minsok nodded and thought, "Let's confirm it together with our own eyes." Facing forward, his eyes sharpened as he drove the road roller toward the horde. "Whether the Daejeon shelter survives or falls," he muttered. And so began the Daejeon expedition. Departure. Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.